In this video, I'll be checking out the Mini SE Pro from CarlinKit. If you've seen my last video where I've looked at the top 5 wireless CarPlay adapters, if you haven't, you can check it up here. I crowned the Mini SE my top 5 wireless CarPlay adapters. Spoilers. So hot off the press is the Mini SE Pro, which offers pretty much exactly the same CarPlay wireless adapter performance, with the inclusion of it being a 2-in-1, which means that you can basically now have that same performance, but also for Android Auto too. All right, so that's a quick summary. Let's check out what comes inside. Not really a box, but this package. Okay, so here's what comes inside the package. Is basically the same as the Mini SE. You could bring in the Mini SE here. You can see that basically the Mini SE is black in color, and the Pro model is just like their AI boxes. The Pro version, or the more exclusive or upgraded version of their products, is normally blue, or at least a dark blue. So on the surface, it doesn't look many different, but we've got a brighter CarlinKit branding, some stamps on the other side, and it's exactly the same with dual USB connector support, which allows you to have USB-A at the bottom there and USB-C at the top there. And you can actually just use the cap to connect and cover whichever you decide to go with in your CarPlay port or Android Auto port. So if you do have a modern car system, you can use the USB-C. And if you've got a more traditional CarPlay or Android Auto port, you can take this cap off, use the USB-A, and then cover that other one so it's not unsightly or untidy in your car interior. Now, there's no instructions that come with this adapter. There's no extension cables. So do bear in mind the overall length of this adapter. So if that's very important to you, the whole entire adapter length is 76mm, or just the casing once it's inserted is 64mm by 15.6mm, and then its thickness is generally 5.2mm. So it's a thumb drive size, but do bear in mind its length if you've got a very short compartment where the USB port is in your car. Now, if you've got a sloped interior where the USB port, like I had in my Golf, the Mini SE did work with that just fine, but do bear in mind its overall size. But there's not much else to write home about here in its features and design of the casing itself. So that just leads us to jump in the car and see how well this performs. So I'll see you there. Right, so we're in the board and we've got the CarlinKit Mini SE Pro here ready to get plugged in. We're going to connect it to the CarPlay USB port in the car and see how quickly it first boots up. It's going in now. And that's us into the main menu. I'll put that down below what that time actually was. And just like the Mini SE non-Pro version, you've got this nice launch screen which nicely tells you exactly what you need to do. It's not cut off this time. This was cut off before on the previous SE. So they've tailored it to the resolution of the display a little bit better. You can tap this to go back to the vehicle screen and then back into the launch menu by selecting the CarPlay option. So basically this is the Bluetooth ID that we need to connect to on our iPhone. So here we have the ID here. We're going to tap that. And in there, nice and quick, 6-7 seconds, I'd say. And we're now into wireless Apple CarPlay. So expect nice and smooth frame rates from this adapter. The SE non-Pro had that. So I'm expecting, and I do see, it's got good interaction. Nice frame rate that it's got. Let's go into maps. It's directly pointed us the right way, so the GPS pass-through is working. Now, a trait of the SE and the Pro I'm seeing here, it doesn't actually stamp you on the map when you first come in. If I set a destination, it does stamp us. So if we come out and end the route, we've now got our little avatar on the map now. So that's a bit of a weird one. That might just sort itself out over time. It could just be CarPlay at work there. But we're pointing the right way. GPS pass-through is working totally fine. Interaction through maps is really nice and rapid and quick. Happy with that. It's not washed out. Nice, good quality overall. Everything's all nice and sharp. Really, really good. Solid pass on that. Let's try out some audio. So we're in about 1 to 2 seconds on the audio switching, and then you've got the wheel controls all working totally fine. You can try the voice. That fires up the Siri Assistant. So send an audio message. Hi, this is Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and this is an audio test using the CarlinKit Mini SE Pro, and this is an audio test. Okay, happy with that. Sounds fine. Audio is resuming after the message as well. Solid pass, good quality, picking up the microphone fine, the car microphone, and happy days. Still a cool test. Hello? 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 Okay, good, solid return delay there. Good quality as well, as we've seen with the messaging. Solid pass on that. Whilst we're in CarPlay, we can head up into the IP config menu. It basically mirrors exactly how we've seen in the non-pro version. In that we've got the version number at the top here. We've got audio stream modes between DVD and CD. Different audio quality modes. Now in audio delay, we've got 1000 milliseconds, so that could easily be improved. We'll go down to 400 because I think this system can take it. I don't think it's going to reboot though. It seems to do it on live, so that's really good advantage. Most adapters actually have to reboot for that to happen. You've got startup delay, should you have any compatibility issues with launching. You've got the hotspot frequency, should you have any issues with Wi-Fi in the car. Background mode's basically going to not show that launch screen, and it'll be a black screen. GPS pass-through is turned on. Force display is basically going to force CarPlay to display on your car stereo display if it were to cancel back to the car system instead. You turn that on and that should enforce it a little bit. And you've got factory data reset. Support ticket options, and you can also select a version here between CarPlay. We're this version here, CarPlay and Android Auto. It currently has 11.11. 3.15. Yeah, so this is running the latest at the moment, so we don't have to upgrade. And that's basically the car system. It's not the most intensive, but it is high up there as one of the best. And it looks good too. So as for CarPlay, everything looks pretty solid for the Pro version of the Mini SE. Basically mirrors exactly like we've experienced with the non-Pro Mini SE. Behaves exactly the same pretty much, but the added benefit of the Pro is Android Auto support. So let's try out that. I'm going to leave this CarPlay running and see if we can actually interfere with the connection, i.e. can we do multi-user support between two platforms. Okay, so with CarPlay running, it doesn't actually come up as an available Bluetooth option to connect to. So you will have to disconnect the other device in order to connect the Android one. So let's do that. So we're disconnected from Wi-Fi. We can now jump back in to the launcher screen. Now, oddly, they've not really updated that launcher screen to talk about Android Auto. There's no mention of Android Auto in this text here, and we just have Apple CarPlay being available. So it really should be updated, this screen, to mirror Android Auto functionality as well. So to look at this, you might think that you've got the non-Pro version, and they really should improve on that. So we're going to do a scan of Bluetooth available options, and here it is here. So we're going to tap that. Okay, so after initializing the pair, it now is detecting that we want to use it for Android Auto. So it has rebooted in that period. And now we're going to go back into that adapter most likely. So we can do that. And now we're into Android Auto. So that means that you do need to tell the adapter in a way. And the only way of doing that is basically there's no buttons on the adapter. You will have to do that initial Android connection, and the adapter goes, all right, I need to swap from CarPlay to Android Auto mode. It reboots, and then you can actually then behave the adapter as if it's just for Android to wireless Android Auto. We've now kind of put that adapter into Android Auto mode now. So we're going to unpair that device, which has removed it from our devices. And then we're going to remove the actual adapter. And then we're going to plug that adapter in. So remember, that adapter is now kind of configured to launch into Android Auto now. We're asking to pair already, so there's no launch screen on the actual adapter itself, which is kind of familiar. It's on like that on other displays as well. So we're going to pair. And we're into Android Auto. So pretty much exactly the same time-ish, and I'll put that down below what that actually is to get into Android Auto after pairing. We're going to remove it now and just show you what the actual whole entire boot up time is. Plugging in now. But now we're into Android Auto. Everything looks pretty nice and good. No immediate issues there. Everything's all nice and sharp, nothing squashed. We can tap in and out of these different sections. We've got all that business, and we can go into the maps, and we've got pinch and zoom support, as we should do on a wireless adapter, and we can go in and out, and it's all good to go. That we've got this business, which is fine and responsive, and generally happy with that. So let's just try some audio.
Well, here we are, back on the hot, muggy street of New York.
And Android Auto obviously being nice and rapid on the connection, touch responsiveness is actually very good. We've got wheel controls as well, and going backwards and forwards, and we can invoke the assistant. Hi Google Assistant. Justin, hi.
Okay.
That's all working fine, and everything all resumes. We'll do a call test. Hello?
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 Hello? Hello?
Okay, solid there on the calling, good quality. Very little delay actually, that's very impressive. And the sound and the music has resumed after the call, so that's really good too. So that's pretty much it for Android Auto. We've checked the audio quality is good, the music's good, resuming's fine, the quality is actually good, maps are good, sounds good, everything is good on Android Auto as well. Just pretty much mirrors the CarPlay functionality and performance. So this is a solid 2-in-1 adapter for your car. So the CarlinKit Mini SE Pro wireless CarPlay and Android Auto adapter currently retails for $35 from their store directly, and it can be had for $54.99 on Amazon with a current voucher that's going at the moment. Now that's obviously a lot more on the Amazon store, so if you were interested, you might want to check this out on their actually own store directly. But generally, 2-in-1 adapters, this is actually quite a high-end one to actually beat, because we've got the crowning glory of the CarPlay performance. It was my top wireless CarPlay adapter in 2024 and early 2025. So currently it's the best one you can buy right now for at least CarPlay. And then you've got that additional wireless Android Auto functionality as well, with very similar performance credentials. So if you wish to use the car for Android and iPhone use and you wanted to convert it into wireless, the CarlinKit Mini SE Pro is definitely one to look out for, and especially at its own store price if you manage to get it for that low, because basically exactly the same price as the non-Pro and you're getting exactly the same performance. So in a way, if you want to future-proof yourself, if you want to have another Android device user might come along and you don't have to buy another adapter, this one, buying once and it covers both, and it future-proofs you a little bit too. Sadly, there's no multi-user support. I really think that in 2025, makers should really start to adopt that functionality, whether it's through a physical button or changing the launcher menu to allow for different devices to be connected, just as we've seen it in the adapters in the past. So until that happens, it's pretty much level playing ground right now until someone actually does it properly. So if you are looking for a 2-in-1 adapter, then definitely check out the Mini SE Pro from CarlinKit. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If it has, give us a big thumbs up and let me know down below if you have any questions about this Mini SE Pro from CarlinKit, and I'll do my best to answer them. If you like watching my content and you'd like to support me, you can send me a super thanks in YouTube, or you can hit the link down below and buy me a coffee. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.